Mount Washington is fantastic. You know, I think that it's a great cause and people have a blast.
In order to raise much-needed funds and to develop an awareness of Friends of Tuckerman Ravine, the first annual Son of Inferno Pentathlon was held on April 21, 2001, with perfect weather conditions for the occasion. Hundreds of participants and volunteers and thousands of spectators were on hand for the finish of the pentathlon that ended with a skier hiking up over the famed head wall to the east fields and then skiing back down to the finish line on the floor of the ravine. This was the last leg of 5 events: the run, the paddle, the bike, and the hike, which had started in the Mount Washington Valley and progressed its way down the Saco River through North Conway and back up to Pinkham Notch and into the ravine. The race was so well attended and was so much enjoyed by all that the second annual pentathlon is in the planning stages for an enlarged format to be held on the weekend of April 19th through the 21st, 2002. Friends of Tuckerman Ravine is a public-private partnership with the United States Forest Service that stands poised and confident at the beginning of this new millennium to preserve and protect the continuation of the historic use of Tuckerman Ravine. Through volunteer projects, educational programs, and legislative support, its goals are to assure another century of legends, myth, and mystique. Won't you join us to preserve this wilderness experience for your children and theirs, so that there will always be an alternative to the man-made adventure parks?
It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Katie Stewart and let her just give you some facts about the Andro district and her job here. Katie?
Thanks, Al. Well, I think really what it is about is a partnership, and the White Mountain National Forest wouldn't really do as well as we do because without the many partnerships we have, and I think the Friends of Tuckerman Ravine is like one of the great examples of a partnership that's working well. There are so many things that they help us out with, and Tuckerman and Huntington Ravines, part of the Cutler River drainage, is one of the premier destinations in the east. And I think a lot of people consider it the home of alpine skiing and ice climbing.
Probably the best spring skiing in the east.
Yes, yeah. Yes. And the Mount Washington Avalanche Center is the only center east of the Mississippi and is fairly unique across the many, I think 18 the number in the system, avalanche centers. And the Friends of Tuckerman is probably one of the unique partnerships about that is it's providing us the ability to work at the level that we are with the public in terms of serving the people that visit there and protecting the resources of that distinct system.
Yeah, and it's been fortunate since we started the outfit here 9 long years ago.
Short years.
Yeah, short years. We've been able to contribute quite a sizable chunk of change to for potable water up at Hermit Lake Shelter and 12-pair cable that has been put in for communications from the Avalanche Center down to the road so they can communicate with the world.
And probably the bridge is one of the most outstanding features that people see. I know you were greatly involved in helping us getting funding for the pedestrian bridge that ties the 2 different sides of the parking lot together. So. And
we're still working on off-highway parking, which is on our list to get accomplished because having all those cars parked on the highway at 50 miles an hour is not safe for families to be having to negotiate that. But now at least they don't have to cross the car bridge, they can go across the footbridge.
That's right, that's right.
Have a safe entrance to the AMC parking lot that way.
And one thing we're working on is the slap board of the avalanche sign there that will give, I think, more defined information for people that are going up to use Tuckerman, so they'll be able to identify the routes that people can use and the risk associated with each area. So the education component is a huge part, I think, of our relationship and enabling that.
We're trying to do a little bit more in the educational end of things, especially with this new camera that we've just purchased, but And I know that we helped you folks purchase a camera for doing some of the avalanche filming and
That's
things.
right.
Hoping that we can get some of the stuff out of the can there to add to this video that we're putting together. But
And I think one other thing is the search and rescue, which one of the missions of the Avalanche Center is to provide search and rescue. They take over lead search and rescue for the ravines from December 1 through June 1.
yeah.
And I think that the Friends of Tuckerman has been really instrumental in providing some of the important supplies and materials for the search and rescue, both the snow rangers that work for the Forest Service and the volunteer patrol groups that help us. And I think the Friends of Tuckerman has been truly a unique part of providing that support to keeping it going and providing the essential materials for that.
Well, we have Mount Washington in our hearts. I know I was the mountain manager over at Wildcat for quite a few years and look across the street and chomp at the bit to get over here and get on the mountain and ski. So fortunately now I've got 632 trips under my belt. And
You're way ahead of me, Al.
I'm looking to maybe do 700 before I cast my withers. So.
And I hope you don't do that anytime soon. But I think you're right. There's a true mystique about skiing in Tuckerman and about climbing in Huntington Ravine. And I think it's like there's a sense of accomplishment for people to go up there, but also a sense of return. I think it's a generational place too.
Yeah, we have some of the folks that like Brookie Dodge and that whole clan of Joe Dodges is still up there with
Right.
Brookie's sister and her husband Jack Middleton, and then you see the generational thing of them still going and their children going and their grandchildren, and they'll all be coming over the lip together.
It's a special place.
Yeah,
Yes.
really.
And I think I want to mention one other thing about the partnership, and that's some of the volunteer trail work that the Friends provides. You know, we do an annual Trails Day, and that's crucial to keeping doing work on the Sherburne Trail and some of the other access trails into that area. So
I just talked to Ted Sutton, who's spearheading that with Brian, and we had rained out on one day that we worked in September, so we're thinking of doing another thing here in October to get up and do that bridge work that you need done.
absolutely, those annual work days, they accomplish a lot, and
Yeah.
I think they protect the resource, they've improved the erosion off the trail, or minimize the erosion on the trail, and it just provides a much safer environment for people to walk in.
Well, Katie, I appreciate you sitting down and sharing with us a little bit and letting us be your partner. So.
Well, thanks, because you are a great partner. We do appreciate it.
7:30 Friday morning, April 20th. Mark